It's about that time of day again. My name is Joseph. It's Tuesday evening, February 28th, 2017. Welcome back to your nightly newsletter. We're covering crude oil, S&P, gold, euro, and FDAX this evening. Crude is bullish with a spike in channel, which tells us exactly what to be watching. We're watching that battle zone tomorrow closely for a pullback. The S&P is bearish, and we have two big clues telling us that sellers are looking to send this price back down to retest the lows tomorrow. The gold is bearish, but a key double bottom is telling us that we should be looking for traps above the highs rather than trying to chase this move lower. The euro's bearish, but one big clue in the chart tells us it's most likely too late to sell now, and we're waiting for a pullback into the battle zone tomorrow. Last but not least, the FDAX is bullish and trying to finish a measured move, but we have a stubborn level of resistance standing in the way, which will give the sellers an opportunity, right, if the buyers can't hold the next pullback. Boy, oh boy, what a great day. What a great week we've had so far. We're wrapping up the month of February. I got another great newsletter in store for you guys and gals tonight. We got some big news and some big opportunities waiting right around the corner. Before we jump into the video, though, I do want to remind you, the only place to watch the full-length version of this newsletter is on our blog at sidewaysmarkets.com. If you're watching the video right now on our YouTube channel, not to worry. There's a link in the description of that YouTube video. Follow that link and come join me on the blog at Sideways Markets for the full-length version. While you're here, don't forget to join the mailing list. I'll send you an email every evening when our nightly newsletter goes live. Follow me on social. Many different ways in which you can follow me on social media. I'm always posting important links, charts, and updates throughout the day. Don't forget to download those charts. That's right, all the charts you see me using in tonight's video, you can have all those charts ready on your computer tomorrow, anytime you need them. Click here to download those charts below the video tonight. And please remember, if you do one thing more than watch this video, make sure you grab that free pass. If you're not a member here at School of Trade, if you're not an advanced member here at School of Trade, make sure you grab that free pass and learn more about what all the commotion's about here at SOT. And of course, don't forget, if you're brand new to the SOT community, right, you can grab that frequently asked questions link and learn the who, what, where, when, and why. Guys and gals, what a great week we've had so far. It's a big day filled with opportunity tomorrow. We get some major news here coming out overnight. Of course, we're wrapping up the month of February. We're going into the month of March. We've got Trump speaking tonight here in the U.S. right around 9 p.m. Eastern time. So everybody's kind of walking on eggshells before the old Trump speech. So we'll be watching that closely here tonight. Tomorrow morning as we go in, again, that time tonight for the speech should be right around 9 p.m. Eastern time, but I would imagine there'll be a little bit of a lead up, and then I would imagine that kind of slow down right around 9 p.m. and then look for, 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock Eastern time tonight, right, as traders start to get an idea for, right, what the kind of tone of that speech is going to be. Now, when it comes to trading news events, I'm never a very big fan or a very big believer, right, in the risk involved of trading during major news events. So you know me, I'll always remind you there is plenty of time outside of major speaking events and major news events when we get plenty of great, reliable trading opportunities. So I will encourage you, if you do choose to trade the reaction to the speech tonight, if you do choose to trade the reaction to any major news, please be careful. I know that volatility seems to be our friend when you're a new trader, but volatility, irrational price action that comes along with speeches or comes along with news events, right? It's extra volatility, lower liquidity, which means it's a dangerous weapon for a new trader. So please be careful, right, if you plan on trying to trade the reaction. I always recommend avoid the news, right, because there are plenty of other tradable opportunities that are a lot more reliable. I just don't like to rely on news events to give me trades because we only get a few of them every week, right? I'd much rather focus my energy on times during the day when we get those trades that work like clockwork. All right, I'm down off my soapbox on that. Hopefully I gave you a different perspective of looking at news. If you're a new trader, just be careful when it comes to trading news because at first glance it does look like the big opportunities are there, but we're not looking to hit home runs. We're not looking for get-rich-quick opportunities. We're looking for slow and steady, consistent returns on our account every day, every week, and every month, and that doesn't come from trying to rope right in that economic news. Moving forward here, looking at tomorrow. Tomorrow's a brand new month. Brand new big opportunities, a lot of traders getting into new positions at the beginning of the month. So we're definitely looking forward to, right, a great day tomorrow with all of our clients in the the trade room. Looking at the economic news here tomorrow, we start things off tomorrow morning in Great Britain at 2 a.m. for the home price index. We jump down to France at 350, into Germany at 355, right, to round out the London overnight session. So 2 o'clock and 350, 355, right, of course, you got the major news, right, coming out of Europe. We then go into the U.S. session. Tomorrow's a Wednesday, so of course we know to expect the inventory report tomorrow. As we go into the U.S. session, we have the personal income at 8:30 a.m. We're going to have that Bank of Canada announcement and the ISM manufacturing index at 10 a.m. And of course, that petroleum status report, right, the inventory report at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Lots and lots of major news tomorrow to work with, which means we should be getting a few shots in the arm tomorrow, right, see some good volatility and some good volume in the market. Look for the U.S. session to kick off with 8:30 a.m. personal income, and again, ISM manufacturing at 10 a.m. And of course, we have that inventory report, right, tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Don't forget, most of these are your typical Red Star news event, except for the inventory report, which of course is at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Don't forget, I always give that a 15-minute cutoff, right? So 10:15 a.m., that's about when you start seeing things just too slow to be trading. And then I always give it at least 10 minutes after the news, right? So 10:40, if not 10:45, give it 10 minutes after that news. Let that wild animal calm down a little bit, right? And then you can get back to trading it. I also want to remind you that every Tuesday evening at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we get the API report. I'm going to have all those levels that we generate from that API number are going to be posted below this video. Every Tuesday afternoon, 4:30 p.m., we get the API report. We use the reaction to that API report to project areas of support and resistance into the following day. Make sure you check out the text below this video on our blog at Sideways Markets, or come join me tomorrow in the trade room and I'll give them to you there as well. So once again, below the video tonight, you can download all the important API levels you're going to see me using tonight on the newsletter, right, which of course are generated from that Tuesday 4:30 p.m. API report. So check out the text below the video for that, or come out and join me tomorrow and we'll do it together with all of our students. So again, big announcement tonight, or speech tonight from Trump, right, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course tomorrow, small light news in the London session, but a lot of big news tomorrow morning in the U.S. session. And we are looking forward to a fantastic day. We've had a great year so far. This is going to go down as one of the best first few months of the year so far. Jumping right in here tonight, we got the crude oil, S&P, gold, euro, a little bit of FDAX to round things off tonight. Crude is bullish with a spike in channel this evening after news this afternoon reversed the bear trend and sent prices higher. The spike in channel, very clear to see a spike in channel. That spike in channel tells us to look for buying opportunities down in the battle zone tomorrow for a retest of the high and a possible measured move target. However, anytime we have news hit the market and change the trend, we're always suspicious to see if this move will be sustained. We also have the inventory report tomorrow, which is notorious for sending prices lower in a bull market ahead of the news, only to see prices shoot back higher after the report is released at 10:30 tomorrow morning. So we know the market is bullish and we want to buy low, but really anything is possible, so we have to keep an open mind going forward. Once again, you'll notice here I have the API levels posted on this chart right now. All these silver levels here are all of the short-term levels of support and resistance, right, that we're going to be using tomorrow in our trade room. So please be aware of that. You can have a list of those, make it easy for you to use, attached below today's video. So don't forget to look at the text below the video. Most important thing right now is the day today began as a bear market. Right? Day today began as a bear market. And so we know that any time the day starts off in a bear mode, right, it's highly likely that we go up and we end up retesting that low. So right now, I want to play both sides of this, just to give you kind of both sides of this, because we got some major news that sent this price higher this afternoon, right? Kind of unexpected news regarding OPEC capacity and production cuts. And we're waiting to see if they're going to hold this, right, and really keep this going higher. I'll have oftentimes this news reaction that is bullish from OPEC, right? They kind of pump some fear into the market, price rises and price collapses back down. So the bears are definitely looking for that 53.18. That will be their objective here for tomorrow. However, even though we know the bears are hunting for that low, we simply cannot deny the fact that we had a very strong reaction. We talked about this last night on the newsletter, right? The pullback holds, we go back and retest the high, and we make a new higher high. When I make a new higher high after that bull spike, right, we call this a spike and channel, right? We draw that high, we copy and paste down to the low, and now we have a channel. And my job really right now is to buy the low of that channel and then look to buy the dip. Right? These are the two areas that I want to be watching here tomorrow, right, for buying opportunities. Watching to see, for example, possibly a trap low below the 82, right? Trap low below the 82. That'll allow me now, right, to buy at the low of that bull spike and channel for a move up to retest the high, right, and possibly up to complete that measured move, right? As you can see there, right? Retest the high as the first objective. Second objective will be up to that measured move. So we have that short-term objective, right, or the short-term opportunity, right, buying with that trap low. But now, what if the price pulls back even further? Let's scroll forward here and paint that picture. Another scenario you want to be watching here for tomorrow is the move into the battle zone, a failure, breakout, pull back, and then up we go from there, right? So seller failure, and then pull back again on the way up to retest that high. If we can keep it going, don't forget, that'll end up being a measured move. So just watch carefully here. If it does break below the 64 area, right, watch for that to be a revised measured move. So keep an eye on how far that market pulls back. If it does pull back below the current A, B, C point, right? If it pulls back deeper, then we have to recalculate that measured move tomorrow, right, for that opportunity. So for the buyers here, it will be a trap low below 82. It would be a, there you go, it would be a failure here. There we go, right? Failure there, right? Down in that battle zone for breakout pullbacks on the way back up. Right? But what if the bears take control? We're going to find out pretty quickly here, I would imagine. The bears can take control with a real strong move down, holding that pullback, right? And then we can go. It's probably going to be pretty easy to see if these bulls give up on this. Like I said before, what happens quite a bit is you'll see some news from OPEC this afternoon, right about 1 o'clock. There was rumor that the OPEC production cuts were going very well, and whatever the heck that means for crude oil prices, right? They can cut production all they want, but we are swimming in crude oil right now. So don't trust everything you see in the news media, right? OPEC wants you to believe right now that there's a shortage of crude oil because it's good for their business, right? But in all reality, I got my swimming pool in the backyard filled up with crude oil right now that I can't get rid of. Everyone's got a lot of crude, right? There's no shortage of supply, and that's why price has rotated between 45 and 55, right, for the past year. The bottom line, though, is that with this fear being pumped into the market, price jumps up. But again, we look left and we can easily see the bears had complete control before that news comes out. Still want to respect the bulls, and so I'm watching to see what happens in the battle zone. We'll probably see the buyers jump all over this, right? If they don't, though, right, if this goes lower and just slices through it, we know what's up, right? We know the buyers have grown weary of the boy that cried wolf from OPEC, right? And we'll look for that sell back down to retest the low. So again, got to respect the buyers here in the short term, but we're watching to see what happens on that next pullback. If the buyers aren't jumping all over this opportunity, then we definitely want to look at this as a bear market once we see the proof below that battle zone. I also want to mention, before I wrap things up on crude, I also want to mention we do have inventories tomorrow. Inventories are notorious for seeing the day end bullish and then run in the opposite direction up until the news comes out, only to see the market then rebound, right, and make a big move back up. So a lot of news here. Got Trump overnight, which I don't expect to be too big of a deal for crude oil, but at the same time, there's always a bunch of gamblers out there trying to move the markets around whenever anybody speaks or any major news events. So we'll see how this market plays out in the next few hours, see how the market reacts on the pullbacks here. If the buyers jump all over it, we know to keep being a buyer. If they don't, and we sink below the battle zone, then we know the gig is up for OPEC, right? And we're off the races to the downside. Looking here at the S&P, what a great